Welcome back to Further Thoughts. This past Sunday, we looked at Matthew chapter 15, verses 1 through 20, where Jesus answered this question from the Pharisees: Why do your disciples break the tradition of the elders? Now, we looked at what is good tradition, we examined what's bad tradition, and also how to correct bad tradition. And in our Further Thoughts video this week, I want to discuss something that has fallen on hard times in many places in our day, and that is congregational singing. Now, the people of God have historically been a singing people. We like to say something like this: we're the people that have something to sing about. But singing in the church has fallen on hard times. Now, these are my own personal observations, so it's not universally true, but I have examples. I was told not too long ago by an older Christian couple that their church changed, particularly in the area of music. Now, they had no complaints about the choice of music, the new music that was being played, but the volume was so loud that the church leadership put a bowl of earplugs in the church lobby for those who did not appreciate that high volume. Now, I'm no curmudgeon, but I'm no longer young either. Several years ago, I was at a church conference and I experienced personally what this couple told me about. The music was so loud that I got up and walked outside the building until it was over. Now, I was not protesting. I wasn't protesting the music. The volume was simply unbearable. Confession time. Now, I've been to many loud concerts in my life, especially as a young adult. Many of them I would even say were obnoxiously loud. And I'm not at that get off my lawn stage of life just yet. But why have some churches turned the volume up so loud? I believe it's because it masks the lack of congregational participation. I've observed a shift not only in musical styles, but also in participation. In Christianity, we have some amazingly talented people that are truly artists musically. There are soaring vocals and instrumentals that are professional level. We've got sound equipment that can rival many concert bands. Now, while all of this is a great blessing, something has been lost with all that we've gained. Now, here's my gripe. I believe because of some of these changes, we've lost much of congregational singing in our day. Congregational singing is actually the point of church music. I've had the opportunity to observe the musical portion of various church services in my day. I've been thoroughly impressed with the level of talent, even at some of the smaller churches. I can only think of a handful of those visits where I walked away really impressed with the level of congregational involvement. In my observation, as limited as it is, we seem to be losing congregational singing, but particularly among the men. And when you lose the masculine voice in worship, you lose a great deal of volume. So the question before us is this: how do we recover congregational singing? We need to be reminded that the Bible focuses on congregational singing when it speaks of music. We're to come into God's presence with thanksgiving in our hearts, singing praise. We're to teach and admonish one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. We're to sing to the Lord, not merely be sung to. In my observation, many music leaders have been trained not to really lead the congregation, but to actually do the singing for us. Now, here's where I'm going to sound like the get off my lawn man. And before you think that I don't enjoy music, I am a guitar player, and I wish that I were a better singer. I believe that we need a renewal, though, of church music geared especially for congregational singing. Churches sound the best when the congregation is singing to the Lord with fervor. Hear me. The church does not need people to sing for us, but rather for leaders to help the rest of us sing praise to the Lord. I've been around enough music leaders to know that these people are very talented. They're usually far more talented vocally than the rest of us. Perhaps this simple rule of thumb would go a long way toward a revival of congregational singing in our day. When music is chosen, ask some simple questions. Is this song doctrinally true? Does it aim our hearts toward worshiping God? Does it convey clearly the gospel message? And here's the final question. Is it in a key, or can it be sung in a key throughout the entirety of the song that everyone in the congregation can sing in? Most of us have a limited vocal range. At the same time, we also long to sing to the Lord. Now, if you appreciate this content, I'd appreciate it if you would like it and share it on your social media for others to be able to find it. You can also subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and if you're looking at us on our Facebook page, you can follow us there, and you'll get updates about what's happening at Kingman Presbyterian Church. And of course, if you live in the area of Kingman, Arizona, and you don't have a church home, I would love for you to come be my guest at church this week. As a matter of fact, this week, we're not going to have two services. We're going to have a combined service because it's Pentecost Sunday. So come see us at 10:30 a.m. this Sunday. And if you want more information, just simply reach out to me. I'll get in contact with you. Until next time, I hope the Lord blesses you greatly.